Hey, what's up guys? I'm gonna make this intro pretty short because, well, you click the video, you know what you're watching. I decided to go back through my old videos and rank the best FCs I've ever done. I am by no means done playing DJ Hero, and I'm still actively going for some FCs, some of which would actually make this list if I got them. But I'm just gonna commit to making this video now, and if I choose to make an updated one in the future, then I will. Anyway, let's get right into it. This mix is insane! Anyway, this mix's difficulty comes from a combination of incredibly complex spike patterns and fast scratches. Having made over 20 custom mixes, as well as 2 full custom mega mixes, this is one of Menelich's most complicated and chaotic charts he's ever made, not to mention one of my absolute favorites. If it weren't hard enough, I managed to pull off this FC without the use of Euphoria, which, if you don't know, works much like Star Power from Guitar Hero, doubling your multiplier, thus granting you more points. But in DJ Hero, Euphoria also automatically crossfades for you for its duration, meaning without using it, you're forced to manually hit every single fade and spike, which in this mix is easier said than done. Pulling off this any FC allowed it to land in my top 10.
Game over.
Come On is actually part of the DJ Hero 2 OST. Originally designed as a battle mix, it was meant to be played by 2 players in kind of a turn-based pattern. However, notable member of the fan community, Shock Dude, happy birthday by the way, converted all the battle mixes into 1-player versions. By essentially Frankensteining the 2 halves together, he created a more than 1,000 note monster that throws at you seemingly non-stop complex scratches like this. And at the very end of the mix, some of the most ridiculous beat juggling the DJ Hero OST has to offer.
Yo, let's fucking go. Holy shit.
Hold on to your dookie. It's about to get spooky.
This mix was made as part of the Dark Shadows 2 Mega Mix, a fully custom 5-mix gauntlet of some of the quickest, most intense tap sections I've ever seen in DJ Hero. World of Darkness is easily the hardest song of the set I've managed to FC, although there are a couple more in the Mega Mix I'm chasing that will absolutely top this if I can get them. Regardless, this 1800 note mix was made by DJ Hero veteran and charter of over 50 custom mixes Dale 2E1. This nearly 5-minute mix is the first on the list I had to utilize Euphoria, and justifyingly so. Some of the tapping sections require me to use both my hands on the platter side of the controller, therefore unable to use the crossfader. However, with some careful planning on when to time my Euphoria usage, I was able to get this FC, landing at number 8 on my list.
Yes! Oh my fucking god, it's finally over.
So, we've all heard the Galvanize beat juggle, right? The one that goes,
World, finger, my butt.
okay, not really, but some argue that Galvanize was the hardest mix in DJ Hero 2, clocking it at over 2,100 notes. Well, one man, who has contributed with either mixing or charting over 50 custom mixes, and owner of the DJ Hero fan Discord server, DannyRom288, decided Galvanize wasn't hard enough. He transformed this mix into a 7-minute long endurance challenge of awkward alternating spikes and fades, complex scratches, and enough taps to break my controller twice! This now 3,500 note mix is so long that it needed to be split up into a 3-part mega mix, so the game doesn't crash upon loading it. Although this mix isn't necessarily the most difficult on the list, it's definitely the longest, and gave me the highest note streak I've ever achieved.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Holy shit! Holy shit!
Although one of the shorter mixes on the list, Binta just has so much going on. There's very little time to catch your breath on this one. I managed to FC Binta back in early 2020, but resorted to using that stinky Euphoria, ew! Despite being one of my best FCs at the time, I decided to come back to it again almost 2 years later going for the NEFC. This is a feat definitely easier said than done, mainly because of this brutal section. The Binta beat juggle mixed by Jummy Zero is one of the first DJ Hero customs ever made, and it still holds up to this day as one of the most creative and fun to play in my opinion. That being said, God, I'm still glad the grind is over.
There we go. I got like 5 -1s on that, dude.
Okay, right out of the gate, I just have to say that this mix was one of the worst FC grinds I've ever experienced. DJ Hero 2 keeps track of the amount of times you play through a song completely, right, from start to end. And according to the game, I played through this mix like 120 times or something. But if we included the amount of times I got halfway through the song and restarted, I had to have played this monstrosity like 1,000 times. I'm not even kidding. This only 2-minute mix by Dale has exactly 1,000 notes in it, and like 600 of them are in the final 40 seconds. It's ridiculous. In natural Dale fashion, the hardest part of the mix is right at the very end, and I lost count of how many times I failed an FC in the last 10 seconds. I mean, you're seeing this stuff on screen. I had to come up with methods of hitting some of these patterns that 2019 MadGamer would have never thought was possible. But you know what? When I finally nailed the ending, it resulted in probably my best reaction to an FC ever.
Yes! Yes! It's done! It's done! I did it! 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 Yes!
So you did Daisy Cutter and you did Beachside Bunny in one day.
And speaking of Beachside Bunny, that's number 4 on this list. That's funny how that works out. Beachside Bunny is basically a faster beats and pieces from DJ Hero 1. Some people would argue that Daisy Cutter should be higher on the list than Beachside Bunny, since this one's almost only scratches and it's like less than 2 minutes long, but I don't care. I am extremely proud of this NEFC, and I'm still the only person that's done it. Honestly, there's not much to say about this mix other than scratch no hard, but really almost every single scratch in this mix required me to watch back footage of it and slow it down to learn it. With the BPM of the song being so high, it's just so hard to naturally hit 2 scratches that are facing the same direction without actually knowing that they're coming. I will say that grinding this song really did pave the way for future FCs, as it made me a lot better at reading and adapting to complicated scratches.
Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! It's over! Oh my god!
Why don't we take this to the next level? Come on, let's go.
Ah, Groundhog. I'm sure you've all heard this one before, even if you haven't played the games. Groundhog should be recognized as potentially the most popular beat juggle in the entire series. Entire series, what, like all 2 games? Groundhog is a mix that a majority of players find incredibly difficult to even get 5 stars on, let alone full combo. DJ Hero 1 came out over 13 years ago, and to this day, I think only like 3 or 4 people have FC'd it, but only 1 has done it without the use of Euphoria. Here's a hint, it's me, it's your boy. I remember practicing Groundhog every day for months, and after a while, the first 1,000 notes became pretty trivial. Everything after that, a complete mess. I mean, some of the most chaotic charting I've ever seen in DJ Hero, especially for a base game song. Spikes all over the place, back and forth fades that don't even have consistent timing, walls of red taps that are almost so fast the primitive game engine can't even handle it, and awkward scratches thrown in seemingly random places, all at the same time. While making this video, I had Groundhog at like 5 or 6 on my list, but after watching it back, I'm remembering how insane it was. So now it stands at a firm number 3.
Have I really met my match?
Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god!
So I'm sure most of you are familiar with the Soulless series by Exile Lord. Originally made as a Guitar Hero custom song, this 17-minute monster was transformed into a beat juggle that, according to its charter Shock Dude, was so complex it broke the game multiple times during its creation. Co-mixed by DannyRom288 and Iascus, the Soulless 5 beat juggle poses as one of the greatest challenges offered through custom mixes. Similar to how the Galvanize extended mix needed to be split into multiple parts due to the game's 2,500 note limit, Soulless 5 was split into 4 parts as the entire mix consists of over 7,000 notes! Since I can easily admit that FCing the entire mega mix in one go is probably never going to happen, I decided to FC all 4 parts individually. I was able to FC one of the parts back in early 2020, like somehow. I mean, that seems way ahead of my skill level at the time. I don't even know how I did that shit. But anyway, I was unable to even come close to FCing the other 3 parts for over a year and a half, getting another FC in October of 2021. And then I managed to get the remaining 2 FCs in the same day a couple of months later. I mean, I remember being in a voice chat while doing both of them, and I was getting slept on, bro. I FC'd 2 of the hardest mixes in the game, and everyone else was talking about, like, score running some easy base game mix. Like, nobody even reacted.
Yeah, I got it.
No, honestly, Flora, I think I got like 1.7.
1.7. I'll beat that shit right now. Yeah, that shit trash.
Anyway, Soulless 5. I could go on all day about the insanely hard sections that gave me trouble, but just know that every section is basically non-stop high-intensity beat juggling that truly tests the limits of the game engine.
Yes!
Objection! Objection!
Objection Funk remains undisputed as my greatest FC and DJ hero. While I was making this list, I ended up moving some stuff around and changing the ranking of some of my FCs, but this guy stayed right up at the top the entire time, like I didn't even think about moving it. This beat juggle was also co-mixed by DannyRom288 and Iascus, and honestly, whenever I play it, it is like the longest 4 minutes of my life. Not because it's boring or sounds bad or whatever, in fact, I think it's one of the most uniquely charted and coolest sounding beat juggles in the game. It's more because it seems like every other second of this chart involves some weird, awkward pattern that you can't find anywhere in the base game. From the moment the song starts to when it ends, you're constantly moving your hands. There are no breaks at all. As soon as you hit a tricky section, you have to start thinking about what's coming next. If we're not talking about the sheer difficulty of this mix, which is unrivaled, by the way, then we're talking about the amount of brain power that goes into playing this chart. Listen, I get some pretty nasty FCs these days, but anytime I play this mix or even go back to watch the FC footage, I can't help but think maybe 2020 was my prime. I mean, I don't know how I even got this so long ago because I can't even come close anymore.
Objection! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Oh my fucking god! Holy shit!
Well guys, that about wraps up my top 10. Before the video ends though, I just want to say thank you to all the amazing people in the DJ Hero community that are helping keep this game alive. I remember getting a message from Shock Dude back in 2019 saying that now you can play custom DJ Hero mixes, and I was just overjoyed. When DJ Hero came out, I fell in love with the gameplay, and DJ Hero 2 remains my favorite rhythm game of all time. So thank you to everyone who made it possible for me to play awesome charts, hear awesome mixes, and meet awesome people. And thank you to you for watching, as I've never really made a video like this, but I had a lot of fun, and I'd love to do more videos like this in the future. See ya.